not too long ago, I made a video on this game, and the video was basically me dissing the game. To put it simply, it was me dissing the game. But I wasn't really dissing the whole game. I was more or less dissing the combat system of the game, because at the time, I didn't really like it, and I felt like it was kind of buns, in my opinion. And I posted a video, and I guess you guys can guess what happened. A lot of people did not like what I had to say. They did not like it. It got to a point where someone commented on my video, and they came back 3 times to re-edit the comment, and every single edit was just them dissing me again and again and again. Like, do you guys understand how mad you have to be to come back 3 times, edit your comment 3 times again, and each edit is just a new diss of me? Like, then I have to respect it. I have to respect it, because at that point, that's top tier hating. I'm not gonna lie. You got me. You got me. Yeah. And there was just a lot of comments, you guys were really dissing me. I mean, some of the comments, it did strike my heart. But hey, I understand. You guys were angry because you guys love this game, right? You guys were angry. So I was like, alright, since so many people love this game, maybe I'm in the wrong. So I decided to play this game again. And what I will say is that I might have judged this game a little bit too early. I might, like, some of the stuff I did say might have been stupid at the time. Like, for me looking back at it now, some of the stuff I did say might have been stupid. But hey, this game still got its cons, bro. But it does have pretty good pros, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be talking about in this video. I'm gonna be saying my cons and pros of this game, okay? And I think I'm gonna start with the pros, because I already made a video of me hating. And yeah, I think I'm gonna start with the pros, so you guys can get some glaze, because I know you guys love hearing you can get glaze, bro. So I'm gonna start with the pros. And to that one guy that commented on the video saying, why does this guy have voice cracks? No, nigga, I did not have voice cracks. I can just pitch up my voice, so it sounds like I'm voice cracking, but I'm not. I'm just pitching up my voice. I don't get voice cracks. Alright, let's get to the video though. Okay, one of the first good things I want to talk about when it comes to this game is the map / exploration. And I'm not gonna lie, this map is a big map. Like, it's very big. But one thing I like about that is that it's not big for no reason. It actually has a reason to be big. Like, let's compare this to, I don't know, GPO Alabasta, for example. GPO Alabasta is a big map, but it's also big for no reason. Like, everything is empty. You can't go inside the houses, and if you can go inside the houses, there's no NPCs to talk to. There's nothing to find, nothing to explore. The only real things on the map is the boss area and like the walking NPCs. But if you actually compare it to this game actually has so much you can do on the map. I mean, you get lore by talking to the people, talking to NPCs. You can find out new things, new secret pathways and stuff. The map is actually, like, there's a reason for it to be big, and that's something I like about it. And honestly, I don't play games like how you guys do, bro. Like, I don't look at guys first thing when I open a game. Like, I usually like to play the game first experience. Like, how do I explain this? When I play a game, I like to experience it firsthand. I don't look up a guide until, like, I don't know, 2 hours or an hour after playing the game, because I just like to explore the map. I mean, that's one of the things I had fun with. I mentioned that last video. I had fun exploring the map because it was just fun to do. I found out new stuff. I did it with a group of friends, so it was even more fun that way. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the map is good. However, it does tie in with a future con I'm gonna talk about. It does tie in with something that they could fix. But hey, let's just move on to the next one. Alright, the second good thing I want to talk about is the progression. Now, listen, I know this progression is similar to Rogue, and we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to talk about the Rogue thing in a second. But, hey, I'm not going to lie, it's not crazy to say the progression might be better than Rogue. Now, let me land though. Let me land. This progression is way more beginner friendly, way more quicker, and way more easier than Rogue in my opinion. I'm not going to lie. Even when I joined the game at first, without basically knowing how to progress in the game, I could still figure out what I was meant to do. Unlike Rogue, when they just put you in the map and they just tell you, and they don't tell you anything. Even though I know that's what Rogue is about, they're not meant to tell you anything, you're meant to figure it out all on your own. I still appreciate that though. I still appreciate how beginner friendly it is, and it's quick, it's easy. Getting silver in this game is easy, getting EXP in this game is easy, and it's quick. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, getting EXP for your base super is very easy. However, now listen, one thing about the progression that does let down, I'm not gonna lie, is getting the orderly. Orderly takes forever to get. I'm not gonna lie, it takes forever to get. Like, I've been grinding for about over an hour trying to get the max orderly for my class, and I can't get it still. I'm still at the second. Like, the amount of good things I've done for this village, they might as well call me Superman. Yet I'm still stuck. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. You can correct me in the comments if I'm doing something wrong. But honestly, if they just like make that a little bit faster, yo, I would appreciate that. I'll tell you that. I would appreciate that kindly, with great satisfaction. I would appreciate that. But yeah, orderly is the only thing that kind of puts it down. I don't know if chaotic is the same thing, but hey, you can let me know. But apart from that, yeah, everything's pretty easy, pretty quick, beginner friendly. Honestly, it's actually pretty good. If I was to rate the progression, I'll give it like a solid, like 8 out of 10. I'll give it 8 out of 10. On today's good day, I'll give it 8 out of 10. No cap. Yeah. But yeah. But let's move on though. Now, there's a lot more good things I could say about the game, but those are like more small, tiny little details. Like for example, being able to get race rerolls without having to spend Robux, or being able to get a life back. You know, those tiny little details. I do like, you know, being able to see your cooldowns and all of that, seeing if your enchant procced below you. I do like that, but those are more tiny little details, and you know, I can't really bunch them up into one. So there are more good things I could say, but the more like, you know, low quality of life stuff. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, but let's move on to the neutral stuff. Now you guys are probably wondering, what do you mean neutral? Now this is stuff where it can go either way. It really just depends on your preference, if you get what I mean. Now, let me give you an example of the first neutral thing I'm talking about. The first neutral thing is, this game is modernized Rogue Lineage, okay? I said this on my last video, but I didn't really go in depth. This game is modern Rogue Lineage. Now, this isn't neutral, because if you like Rogue and you want like a new Rogue, this probably is your game. This is a game you'll probably like and enjoy. But if you're not too fond of Rogue and you don't really like Rogue, or you don't want to play a game that's similar to Rogue, like really similar to Rogue, then you're probably not gonna like this game. And I do mean this. This game really is modernized Rogue Lineage. This game has so many similarities to Rogue that it's crazy. Like, this game is Rogue if it released in today. That was bad English, I'm not gonna lie. This game is Rogue if it released now. I'm not gonna lie, that's what the game is. That's what the game is. And I'm being honest right now. I'm being honest. That's what the game is. It's Rogue if it released today and was more friendly. Yeah, I think that's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, that can go either way. If you like Rogue, that's a pro to you. If you don't, then it's a con to you. The second thing I want to talk about is now the PvP. Now, previous me would have had the PvP and cons, okay, but now the PvP can really go either way. Now, I say this because in the simplest way possible, the PvP is Rogue Lineage PvP with deep work and uppercut. That's it. That's literally all the PvP is. That's the combat. That's combat system is. Rogue combat, deep work and uppercut. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I know. And in my last video, I mentioned this. I said this is just Rogue PvP. And you guys, well, not you guys, you know, let me not say you guys. Some of you decided to say, well, yeah, the game is actually inspired by Rogue Lineage. And it's come to my attention that some of you guys don't know what the word inspiration or inspired means. Just because something is inspired or takes inspiration off of something else doesn't mean it should be the exact same. And I can give you examples of this, bro. I mean, One Piece takes inspiration off of DBZ, yet they are not the exact same thing. I mean, you can see the inspiration, but if you were to read One Piece and you were to read DBZ, it's not the exact same thing. Let me give you a game example now. The example I'm about to use is between two dead games now. Now, don't clown me, go easy on me. But hey, Shonen Unleashed takes inspiration from Anime Showdown when it comes down to the combat. Okay? They literally have the same super armor, hyper armor thing going on where you can't break super armor. No, you can't break hyper armor, but you can break super armor. That they got that going on, right? But the combat is not the same at all. If you were to play the two games, you can still tell these are two different combat systems. And this is what you guys are not understanding, bro. Just because you're taking inspiration of something doesn't mean you should be the exact same as something else. And like some of you guys were able to get that in the comments, but most of you said the same bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's what I have to say about the PvP. In my opinion, it's not that bad. It's not that good either. It's cool. Like, I can live with it. It's alright. Alright, now for the cons. I'm not gonna list like all the cons I have in mind here. I'm only gonna list the major ones because I don't want the video to be too long. But the first one I have in mind is the mobs, bro. The NPCs in this game should not be better than real players. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these NPCs are better than actual players and is actually insane. And some of them just don't, they get no stun. And I don't understand why they get no stun. They get no stun for no reason. Like, some of them should not have no stun. Like, I should not be losing half my HP to one NPC combo. This is blasphemy. That just shouldn't be happening, bro. And I feel like this is not only me though. This is not only me. I mean, some people might say that's a skill issue on your part. I guess so. But I guess other people have that same skill issue because other people have been complaining about that. Like, you're gonna say skill issue, but it's the truth. Like, damn. Like, some of these NPCs are better than you. And you're calling me, you're saying I have a skill issue. Some of these NPCs are better than you. Yes, you and me, they are better. Damn, bro. Damn. Okay, the second con I have with this game is how tedious it can get. Okay, and what I mean by tedious, I only mean one part. When you get a quest, the length you have to go to reach the place where you actually start the quest can be so long for no reason. There's no reason why I have to travel across the map, the whole map. Remember, I said the map was huge. There's no reason I have to travel across the whole map just so I can start my quest, and then most of the time I have to go all the way back just to get another quest. They could just TP us there, or they could just make the quest spawn locations way closer. I don't understand why we have to travel all that way just so we can do our quest. It's just tedious and it takes so long. That's just me. It takes so long and it's tedious. I mean, if you like things being tedious, then good on you, bravo, but I don't like that. I don't like that personally. Now the third thing, and I think the final thing I'm going to say for this video, is that the game should not be permadeath. This game should not be permadeath. This game should absolutely not be permadeath. I don't understand the reasoning behind adding permadeath to the game. I mean, what do you... I'm still a noob, okay? I'm still technically a noob at the game, but I don't understand why the game has to be permadeath. From my understanding, you don't even need to kill people or rot people to get orderly and chaotic. You can get that through grinding NPCs. I mean, that's literally a quest that gives you orderly. And you can literally get the books that tell you, do you want order or chaotic? So, to me, I just don't understand why we have to have permadeath to the game. I feel like we just added it. We just added it to add it. But I really don't understand. And if you guys really want permadeath in the game so badly, you know what you could do? Honestly, I just thought of this idea right now. You could take inspiration of Type Soul's idea, because they haven't published that yet, where if you the idea was basically when you go to hell mode, it's gonna be permadeath. If you die there, your slot wipes. Why don't you just have an area where you know, you can make it permadeath. An area where if you die, your sword can wipe. I don't understand. And if you beat the dungeon, or wherever the permadeath area is, you get crazy good loot. I feel like that would have been more, you know, smarter to do rather than making the whole game permadeath. Because there's no reason why me as a freshie, I should be getting ganked by supers because of the love of the game. They have no reason to gank me. I have nothing on me. I'm poor. I'm broke. Yet they're just ganking me just for the love of the game. Like, damn. Like, I just don't understand the reasoning behind that. But yeah, all in all, the game, pretty good game. It's pretty decent. I'm probably gonna get my super and ultra after this. Yeah, the game is pretty decent. Do I still think it's overhyped? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But it is a good game, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And for the people who call me a perma freshie and rogue, I have a Uber Oni too. So I don't understand why you guys call me perma freshie. I played rogue before. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you for watching, and peace.